All right, we're back. Does anyone else just like low level troll their wife at all times? I feel like it's necessary. I feel like it's part of a healthy relationship. Not like anything nasty or anything mean or anything even particularly disruptive. Just low level trolls all the time. It's just important. Okay. Someone recommend a good online or app deck builder. I feel like there's something in Goldfish that lets you build that, but it might be like a Goldfish premium thing. Right? I feel like that's probably why she agreed to marry me. She enjoys low-level trolling. It's the only thing that makes any sense to me. It's part of showing love. Sometimes high level from time to time. Agreed, but mostly low level. I do love the idea there's millions of people out there just like me with their poor, tolerant wives. Do I recommend a video on drafting Ravnica? I do. I have one. It's called, you can type exclamation point MTG guides. It can be linked to my drafting of Ravnica where I over-explain. So we're in the exact same problem we were last time. The hand is good. We have a 1-drop, we have a 2-drop, and we have very powerful cards for our deck here, but we're missing red mana. We are drawing second, so our odds, if we can get this in 3 turns, we're probably fine. I think it was like 60% to do that. There are 9 red sources. We have 3 draws. We need 1. So the odds are looking to be about 63%. I'm going to keep this, but I'm not super excited by it. I could play this on turn 2 to fuck with his turn 2 drop. If I get a red mana, it looks a little bit silly, but it is Boros, so this is one of the cards I want in versus Boros. Unfortunately, I look a little bit silly now, because that card just beats me. Alright, no red mana. Starting to be in a little bit of trouble. 62% by the turn of this next draw. I mean, granted, if you look at the chance of any individual draw, it's different, but the cumulative chance across that way does block Guildmage, kind of. Still no red mana. Okay, we'd probably lose here. Is Donna Hope a card for Selesnya tokens or not? Isn't it strictly better than Legion's Landing? No, it's quite a bit worse than Legion's Landing. It looks like he has a pump spell. Nope, he's just willing to trade it. Okay. I'm very happy to trade off a Guildmage, especially when he has 2 first strikers. He wants to trade me that Guildmage. Huh. I think I'm gonna War Boss here. Could have Monumented, I guess. Maybe a Monument would have been better here. Would have prevented his attackers potentially. He's still on 2 mana too. Can't block these, so I won't try. Should have at least faked the combat trick, but... So I can get in for 1 or I can have a chump blocker. I think I was answering somebody. Oh, why is Donna Hope worse? It's because it's so much slower. It's a tempo thing, Legion's Landing, which is not for Donna Hope. Donna Hope's a more powerful card, but it's mana intensive to use, right? It's 4 to create. It's so bad for me. Taking 6, going to 6. He's doing this on 2 mana to us, chat. Hand is really good if I can survive another couple turns, but I'm dead to any first strike trick right now. Does he also have Luminous Bonds? Of course he does. He never didn't have Luminous Bonds, so he finally gets that last mana he needs to kill us, and we die to this. Feels bad losing to 2 mana Boros, who just has all the fucking cards he needs here. Everything first strikes, can't get a blocker in play that can block. That's really frustrating. Selective Snare is good versus him. Wall of Mist is good versus him. Devious Cover-Up's probably a little bit slow. Barging Sergeant's not where we want to be. Dart's fine. Sonic Assault's probably not real good. Let's pull that. Okay. I think you're rolling. Yeah, a little bit wrecked. We miss a couple turns of our lands, and then our honestly the war boss on 3 might have been a mistake. In my head, I'm like, I finally have red mana, I can cast something, forgetting that I needed 4 mana to cast my Cyclops. That 4 damage I took that turn could have been the difference between losing or winning. Can't keep this hand. Gonna be forced to mulligan. This hand is fucking god awful, but do I really want to go down to 5? No. Problem with this is the Electromancers don't block his creatures. His creatures were all 2/1 first strikers, which means the Electromancer doesn't do anything. So we go from a 1-lander to a 5-lander. I gotta hope to draw some action. But going to 5 on the play, it's pretty unlikely I even get, well, I don't know how unlikely or not unlikely it is, but it's not great odds that I get 2 or 3 mana cards. So the most aggressive play is the War Boss, but I can't attack into him with the War Boss, so it's just slamming 1/1s into him. I think I run out another Electromancer and attempt to dual block. If he has a combat trick, we get really blown up. But War Boss doesn't do anything on this battlefield. Alright, incoming combat trick and we lose, but my hand doesn't allow other options here. Oh, he never didn't have it, of course, so 2-for-1s me with that. Takes his turn. Maybe that's good enough. I hate mulligans. Mulligans put me in such a bad mood. It's like, oh, it's a tough match. He's got a good deck that matches up well versus us. How about I just lose half the value of my hand? And we've been drawing gas, so I can't even complain about this. We had 5 lands in our opening hand, and we're at 6. The fact that I draw it and it's like nearly the end of the world for me is pretty bad, but it just shows how weak the hand is. Okay. Yes, Spanish King, kind of. Cards have a casting cost. You can see that casting cost on the top right. And you can only play 1 land a turn. Maniacal Rage. That's so bad for me. 4/5 matches up against both of those. What am I going to do? Take 7? Yeah. This deck is kicking the crap out of our deck. Thanks, Rebecca. Another land is death here. Literally death. I can't block, and I take 7. I guess I could have Piston Fist that and kept the 2/2, but does that help? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. We'll just lose very quickly to Boros 2 games in a row. No chance for us. The first game if I played Cyclops, maybe we could have stabilized the board. Second game, we just didn't have a chance with that hand. Maybe I shouldn't have kept the second Electromancer, but it's any card that isn't a land on top seems pretty good. There's a chance we could have picked up one of our 3 Command the Storms with 2 Electromancers in play. Maybe that would have been worth something. There's a chance he didn't have Sure Strike, so we could have gang blocked the Mentor. But his 2/1 first strikers and his 2/3 creatures match up very well versus us, and then stacking Mentor triggers is just super bad. So I think Magic would be a better game if both players started with 1 land of their choice tapped on the field. So the argument with anything related to smoothing out land flow is it makes aggro decks better because it gives them a more consistent curve to work with. And decks that run very, very low to the ground aggro decks get just disproportionately better. So it shuts down some of the more control-y or mid-range decks. So I'm not very thrilled about that. I don't know that there's an easy solution. If the solution was that easy, I suspect in the last 25 years of the game having existed, someone would have implemented that solution. So my suspicion is, as nice as it sounds to like put out a 1-line solution in chat, it probably has no real utility for balancing a game. What do I think about changing how mulligans work? Perhaps in something similar to Hearthstone where you only mulligan individual cards. Would that be too OP? Yeah, it'd be too OP again for the same reason. Maybe a free mulligan, maybe, but even that is the same issue, right? I want to, in general with this deck, draw first. Unless it's Boros, in which case I don't. Hand's slow, but pretty powerful. We'll probably keep it. Opponent mulled 1, I think. Did my opponent play any bad cards? No, the weakest card he played was Fresh-Faced Recruit, and that's not a weak card. Doesn't mean it's a good deck. I mean, it's just Boros, right? Like, if Boros hits good draws, or has if you can't handle the, or if has, you know, the first striking version of Boros and you can't handle that, you're just out of luck. That's why the 2/2 first striking mentor creature is so powerful, and that's why the fresh face recruits are a good pickup, because both of them are game-changingly strong if your opponent doesn't have good answers for it. So very slow opening for us. Opponent's not doing something either, but he is going first. We gave him the option of going first. It's interesting. Now I almost don't want to play out Monument, because what's he doing on 4 mana? But I'm going to. Kind of want to just save Counterspell up. Do you have a Price of Fame? I'm just reading the card. Plague Crafter. Alright, I mean, you just don't play creatures and make me sacrifice mine, I guess. Sure. Is it like Plague Crafter into Plague Crafter? I could wait a turn on the Drake, but I don't have 4 blue sources, so I'm not going to. It's a 0 for a wall. It's pretty exciting. But if I get it down and get to do something like next turn untap and direct current and save up save a Sinister Sabotage after that, that would be pretty great. Maybe it's just a handful. It's 4 Plague Crafters. And it's all responses. It's kind of bad, is it, decks, to have something like this happen to us? We don't actually have any threats. We have a lot of answers, and our opponent is just removing our threats. So what I'd like to do is top deck my war boss. All right. No. I guess I'm going to Devious Cover Up and put my 2 good cards back. Beast Whisper onto an empty board. No, thank you. Let's redraw Drake, please. Phantasm. I guess I can play it without tapping out, so that's something. I didn't use the that one. We have exactly 3 pieces of Surveil in our deck, so sometimes we can activate Phantasm. This card will probably come out versus my opponent's deck, but we'll see. Dude, yeah, it's a Phantasm. Deadly Visited, I dare you. Dead weight. I mean, I guess. Sure. Erstwhile Trooper. Alright. I'm gonna direct current that, and if he's got a creature for it, he can discard the creature for half of direct current. I can live with that. If I draw a mountain here, I can still double direct current too. I'm not very excited to draw that mountain, but still. Would you like to discard a creature? Do it. High value creature. Discard a Zoni. No, you don't want to discard? I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Alright. Not playing Artifact? No. I did pick up an Artifact key from Joan Ribs yesterday, so I will probably check it out on Thursday, but I'm not going to check it out today. Dazzling Light's truly worth less than a 4/4 defender. Yeah. Worth more, you mean. Is he going to put lands back on top of his deck? Feel free to. Should I take 3 for the ability to hit him with Piston Fist next turn? I think so. Yeah. The thing is with that, the wall is, yeah, I could have Sinister Sabotaged his dead weight to make it a 3/3, or Dazzling Lights it. But remember, I have 3 sources of Surveil exactly in my deck, and it takes all 3 of them to actually be able to attack with that wall. And if it's dead weighted, that means at best it's going to be a 4/4. See, that I'm not so interested in. I mean, maybe it's a creature that can't actually attack. You know what? I'm actually okay with that. Our win conditions aren't that Cyclops. I don't have enough ways to activate it repeatedly. I'll take 3 here, but I was willing to take 3 here in the first place when I played the Cyclops because I wasn't going to block. So this is fine. Okay. He's playing Control-y Gogari, which is kind of weird. Alright. How many creatures in this graveyard now? 1, 2... 3. So this is a 5/5. I count that right. It's really important because I would like to actually just Command the Storm it. Says right there is 3, right? 3 makes it a 5/5. Sure. Sure. He's tapped out. It's a good time to blow it up. I'll take 2 from the shield mate. Maybe next turn I can Barging Sergeants plus Dazzling Light and get in for damage. Okay. We're an assassin. Alright. I gotta start countering something, but none of these cards. Maybe I could counter the other one. Sure. I do drop counter spell here to do this. I think Radical Idea is worth binning. Electromancer's fine. Alright, now he can resolve a real spell though, which sucks. And it's Golgari Raiders is a 5/5. That does suck a lot. That's a top deck too. It's the one he just picked up. Damn. Gonna lose off that. Gotta get one of my Command the Storms. There's no blocks. Oh, that sucks. Child of Night, sure. Looks like I should have countered one of these. Oops. So I'm taking 7 this turn. Seven's kind of bad news. Fine with that. I guess I could have attacked with both, but then he just doesn't block. He deals 8 to me, and I can't ever put a blocker out. So we're in some rough shape. I've got to top deck a Command the Storm to deal with the Raiders before I die. There's one turn I tapped out in counterspell mana for this entire game. He top decked a hasted 5/5, which kind of sucks. Playing to win with that play as opposed to playing to lose. Did not get it. So I die this turn no matter what I play. I'm forced to double block the Okran Assassin. I die to the Raiders. That feels really unpleasant. So he plays like the slowest Golgari deck known to man and eventually kills me with bullshit. Sounds unfun. What else do I need? I need Dart. Okran Assassin. It's good enough. Okay. Phantasm didn't look very good in that matchup. And it's okay, actually. Trades with the 3/1 too. What do we take out here? Barging Sergeant was pretty bad. Sonic Assault. Big creatures. Sonic Assault's okay. One of the Radical Ideas. So we should be at 39 right now. So I can put my Thoughtbound Phantasm back in. It's not going to trade with anything late, but trades early. Maybe good enough. Could do Wall of Mist. Three, 3/2. I can't believe he main decks that terrible fucking haster. All right. Took 15 damage from that fucking thing. 20 damage maybe. I kept expecting him to play a good card, and the best card he played was the 5/5 Lurcher. I had answers in hand that weren't counterspells. I think, I don't know. We'll see. This is a good hand. I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4 if we want it. Okay. You guys don't like Artifact? I've been hearing mixed reports about it. I heard it's complicated, which is good, but I also heard not that fun, which is bad. So we'll see. Alright, if he plays this passively again, I might just be able to take over the game with a War Boss. And I am enjoying the hell out of Magic right now, so I'll check. I'll check it out on Thursday. See how it treats us. Bird Whisperer is great for us here. Don't mind a blocker. So I think it's 4 mana to dart. Still think I like Thoughtbound plus Electrostatic Field. Not in a rush to run out. Now I wish I'd run Bard out because he'll get at least one draw off that. That's really bad news for me. Don't want him killing my League Guild Mage. Kind of want him killing the Legion War Boss. Kind of don't. He does have status statue, so he can plus his Beast Whisperer. Alright, I'll run out Guild Mage. If he has an answer to Silent Dart, I need to draw. He's going to play 2 creatures this turn and make me extremely sad about life. I think he might. Looks like a 2 creature play. Oh no! That's so bad for me! Well, I think we lose here. He's already shown he's got removal for Murmuring Mystic. Yep, he's got his Deadly Visit as well. Made a good hand too. Just didn't actually curve into anything that reacts to this. The War Boss doesn't do anything on this board. I can't attack into Whisper. Maybe I should have kept the Mountain just to throw it away to draw again. I've got to draw, but I got to draw Command the Storm, but I could have cast Command the Storm already. So it was a pretty good argument for keeping that Mountain. I mean, I can't beat a Beast Whisperer that just sits on the field doing whatever he wants. What an interesting way around it, too. Which was fucking Final Centipede plus Prey Upon to get the +1/+1 counter. So punished. Killed my value engine. That's what I needed, but I needed it like 5 turns ago. If I had drawn again, I'd only have had 3 mana and I wouldn't have had the... But the Electromancer was already in play or not? Can't remember. Let's get rid of that. Alright. Whisper can't block or it moves into dart range, so I could have been swinging. Yeah, maybe. I trade off one of the Electromancers immediately for a shield mate. Maybe it was good enough to try. He's never going to block with it. But I could have been getting in damage. Eats the shield mate. Okay. Presumably combat tricks. So let's take 2. Or 4 rather. We know he's got pretty big late game. He just drew 4 more cards on us. 5 cards on us. What were the 5? Been to Deadly Visit. Deck looks strong. Not that strong. I mean, Beast Whisper's good and the Deadly Visits are good. Prey Upon's totally fine in a deck like this. The creature count so far aren't great. Alright, I like Piston Fist here. Wish I could activate Dart as well. Kind of passively getting the shit kicked out of us right now. Can't even really attack. I gotta start thinking about protecting life total. We know he's got the Golgari Raiders, which are super bad, but killed us last game. Is he considering status statuing that? Like, his attacks have made me think he has an instant speed interaction, potentially a status statue. That will kill artifacts. Bats. All right. Worst part about this is my value cards are in the graveyard already. Need to top deck my Drake. It's a good top deck. Kills his creatures pretty efficiently. But eventually, I don't have a counterspawn hand, and I only have damage-based removal. So eventually, all he does is end up resolving some ridiculous creature that I can't deal with. I never showed him Sinister Sabotage. I did show him Devious Cover Up. I guess I can bluff Devious Cover Up here still. I don't think resolving War Boss helps very much. I don't want to block with it. I kind of want to just take over an empty board state with it. Not sure we're going to get to an empty board state. Yeah, it turns out Golgari drawing 5 cards is bad news for us. Who would have guessed? So both of these are jump startable. I may, next time this is available, I may direct current his Shaman and try attacking with the Piston Fist. Although Piston Fist might be the one holding off the Necrolis. It's tough to say right now. I don't know what's in his hand. Not playing creatures here is kind of weird. Maybe he's just not threatened by my board. Or maybe he's waiting for more creatures in his graveyard. I've seen people overvalue the Rhizome Lurcher. I understand Necrolis is sorcerer speed. I'm not worried about him sacrificing response, but... So he is... Wow, okay, sure. Undercity Uprising. He's playing some very questionable cards in his fucking deck. But he's getting rewarded for it. Which definitely sucks. Alright, we're going to dart the Dissident. Before he can pump it. Got Command the Storm for the Necrolis. Creature count in the graveyard is how many? 1,000,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If he gets his Rhizome Lurcher, we just lose. I don't trust this attack. My suspicion is there's still a status statue in his hand, so I'm going to take 4. I don't want to gang block it and get blown up when I have an answer in my hand. So I don't love the idea of taking 4, but here's the fucking Rhizome Lurcher. 9/9. I have no answer to that. Nine. Never didn't have it, I guess. So I'm taking 9 next turn, and I've got to figure out a way to block it. It's pretty rough. So I gang block Necrolis with Phantasm and Electromancer. They trade evenly. If he instant speeds, I instant speed. All right, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I can gang block and Goblin Electromancer his Command the Storm his Rhizome Lurcher, but it's a losing play, right? Like I don't have an answer to the Necrolis then if he has a single pump spell or instant speed interaction, of which he's already showed us one. He showed us Status Statue last game. My defenses are fine. My defenses are not fine. So I guess here I triple block in case he has the instant speed. Problem is I lose 3 for 1 here. Or 3 for 2. 4 for 1. He 4 for 1's me there. Feels so bad. Just die to it otherwise, right? Feels so fucking bad. Alright. Save me, Drake. Save me. I got 4 for 1 on the Rhizome Lurcher. It's so brutal. 4-2. Eats the cat, eats the beetle, eats the cat. Menace. I will need an answer for that. I think I'm chumping here. Taking 5, go to 7. Raiders are lethal again. Alright. 6 lands to work with. We can direct current the 4-2 away. We've got a 5-5 to deal with. I can run out a War Boss and Gang Block. You can make it a 6, and then I trade 2 for that. Not excited by that option, but I don't really see a lot of options here. Gotta deal with this board. So I'm getting, this is not currently, it will be a 2 for 2, although the Stray drew him a card. So we're just again losing value. Oh, does he have an answer for the Drake? If he doesn't answer for the Drake, I'm dead. He just moused over it like he's considering removing it. No attacks though. That's really good news for me. Interesting, he didn't want to force the issue. Is he just low on value in his hand? Dazzling Light's pretty good for me too. Do I have any more Jumpstart cards in my deck? I think we drafted 3, but I don't remember the third one right now. Pretty happy to draw that. Sonic Assault. Did I take that out in this matchup? I don't remember. It's generally pretty good versus Golgari, so I tend not to want to take it out, but I might have. Why do I keep killing goblins for no reason? Because they spawn attacking, so I can't not attack with them. It's a multicolored card, triggers the monument. Or rather, they don't spawn attacking. It gains haste until end of turn, attacks this combat if able. So if you can keep them alive for more than 1 turn, they don't have to suicide, but for now they have to suicide. Alright, we saw his status statue go. Can I start swinging with my Drake here? Second I swing with my Drake, he attacks with this Necrolisc. It could be a 6/6. I could block it with Monument and Legion War Boss. If he attacks with just the other ones, I think I can start swinging with Drake here. I'm not excited by this. But being at 7 is super sketchy here. And if he ever has a removal spell, like this one, I run into the really big issue that I have to always dual block that, right? So if he has one more removal spell, we're totally fucked. So he can do that multiple times. If he has another removal, I just lose here. Oh, not remove. I guess I shrink it. Seven's pretty bad too, though, right? He just kills my... He eats them both, I guess, the swing. This is the downside of swinging with the Drake. See if he eats the Plague Crafter as well. Seems weird. Fire him out of eating the Plague Crafter as well, I think. It's pretty nice. Alright, well, we're going to get back into this game. He's dead on board right now if I remove this. He's dead on board even if I don't remove it. This tramples. Those 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus the 1 is 11. So he blocks that, takes 2. Blocks that, takes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, okay. Did not think we were going to win that game. Is it a once per turn on the Necrolis? I didn't. Is it like at the end of the ability where it says that? Because I didn't initially see that. It's a once per turn. Are we sure about that? Let's find out. No. You can activate that multiple times. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Gains medicine until end of turn. Active its ability anytime you cast a sorcery. So no, he could have double sacrificed and then forced me to block because I was at 7 health. He forces me to double block and doesn't trade the Necrolis. I think that's a huge mistake on his part. I think that was a game-winning play, and that would have punished us attacking with the Drake. All right, we got to go to game 3 versus this though, which is pretty unexciting for me. The field did some damage. I'm not sure a 0-4 is much different than a 0-5 versus him. The creatures we're scared about are the ones that get bigger on their own. I guess maybe it blocks Necrolis a little bit better. I think I want the rest of these cards. Anything that really screams that we should have it in versus him? I don't think so. Does Invert and Vent do anything? All of his creatures were equal power. No. Okay. I think we're going to run what we have again. Snare to bounce back Lurcher. Bouncing back Lurcher doesn't do anything. It just resummons with the same counters. Bouncing back, I mean, he does have a Centipede and a... whatever the hell that was. His hand looks good, I guess. Alright, now it looks really good. He's got a lot of removal in there. We've seen 2 Deadly Visits, a Deadweight, Undercity, Uprising, and Prey Upon, all of which is a lot. I'm really surprised we managed to get our way back into that game with he drew 4 cards off Beast Whisper. And then we had to 4-for-1 ourselves versus the Lurcher. That's so bad. I hate building his graveyard here, but so be it. Beast Whisper into graveyard's great news for me. Traitorous Glowspore Shaman, screwing him there. This is a good blocker for us too. Better than running out the Electromancer. Although if I'm willing to take 3, the Electromancer developed is better for us, but I'm never going to be... Next turn is going to be the Informant anyways, so let's just do the Informant now. What do I want? I want that. I want that. No, I want to land. Okay. Spinal Centipede, alright. Doesn't actually have good attacks right now. What's the greediest play? So he's at 4 mana. We know he runs 2 Deadly Visits. I think I value the Murmuring Mystic higher than I value the Crackling Drake right now. So I think I want to get Crackling Drake out, draw my card. If I get, if he spends his turn Deadly Visiting me, that's fine. That's interesting. If I draw another island, I can Murmuring Mystic and protect it. So I can Goblin Electromancer on one turn, then run out Murmuring Mystic and have Disdainful Stroke, which would be pretty good. Still do that with the Mountain, because Murmuring Mystic's 1 and 3. So it's too bad I didn't draw Islands and I could Devious Cover up this turn. But this is still good enough. Alright. So we'll set up for Murmuring Mystic next turn to protect it from Deadly Visit. Is he dead weighting my fucking Goblin? You bastard. Messing up my plans here. Okay. But this game looks to be going a little bit better for us. The bomb card that gives him card advantage is in his graveyard. I could counter this. I don't actually think it changes the board very much right now, though. So I think I'd rather save my counterspell. I did this too aggressively last time I played him, though. The first game, I overvalued my counterspells. Another land here is fine. Now I can play out the Disdainful Stroke on the Bird Whisperer. If I get to untap, I mean, the fact that I don't have triple islands is a little bit awkward, but if I get to untap and have Devious Cover up to protect it as well, I'm very excited about that. Dissident's a problem. Don't have a good clean answer to that, and it can pump. If I top deck whatever it is, it'd be great right now. 6 mana, I could play this. Can't keep Devious Cover up, but it does challenge the Dissident. I think that's good enough. Alright, Crackling Drake doing work here, holding off Centipede and Bats. Ochre and Assassin. I really wish I could counter that. Okay. I'm gonna have to Command the Storm that. Come on, Island. War Boss. Doing it now. Ah! He might make a really stupid attack with the Ochre and Assassin if I Command the Storm during his combat step. Alright. Hey, War Wizard. He doesn't want attacks. Alright, pretty happy with board state. I'm pretty sure we win this long as I have mana to counter his other ones. Eating cats, I guess. I'm happy to bolt that too. I can start pushing with the 1/1 bird tokens if I get another one. Hold on, let me fucking respond to that. Oh, he's putting the token there. Alright. Good. It's fine. So this is defensive is why he did that. Bats to protect against birds. If he wants to use Status Statue here, I'm okay with that. But we just got him to sacrifice 2 creatures to that, and then he paid that. This is a great top deck. I'm going to drop Devious Cover up, unfortunately, temporarily here. I'm going to go for the bats first. still have disdainful stroke for big big creatures here. All right, we're gonna go to combat and get in with these guys. Okay. I would love to kill the Dissident with direct current, but the bats actually prevents him from losing, where the Dissident is just an annoyance for attacking me. And that's apparently gonna break his spirit. I wonder if he's been raging the entire time about the Glowspore Shaman milling his Whisperer. I would have absolutely been raging about that. I hate cards that mill myself in arena. Or in draft, rather. Okay. I was very worried about that. Game 1 was okay. Like, we lost to top deck Golgari Raiders when our mana was down to counterspell, which sucks. But Game 2 was sketchy. And Game 3 was a little bit cleaner. Seemed to have better answers that game for our draws. So pretty pleased with that game. All right, so we are still 3-1. Or rather, now we're 3-1. So we just made our value back. Hate Supplier and Shaman. Windgrace Acolyte. That's the dude I hate. I hate Windgrace Acolyte. Glowspore Shaman. There's less of that in this deck. And Undergrowth makes it a little bit more appealing. I know there were graveyard synergies in Dominaria, but man, I hate milling myself. Okay, so... let's do a couple things here. Let's get going. I'm going to start... I'm going to do a sponsored thing here. It's not going to change anything. We're going to be playing Magic the Gathering Arena right now still. It's going to be a sponsored hour, though. It's just going to change my overlay a little bit. It's for Wendy's. I just need to let you guys know ahead of time. This next hour will be for that. There's going to be some kind of silly stuff on the screen that you're welcome to play around with. I'll show you guys that in just a minute. Let's switch over to that. Hey! Gotta make our money as a streamer. So, all right, start tracking this in just a second. I need to fire up the, okay. Wendy's, damn straight. It's one of my brother's first jobs. All right, turn these off.